Welcome into the Fan Speak Network. I am your host, Justin Bruni. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and partner, Mr. Andrew, the TD King. Rob, happy Friday, sir. How we doing? How we feeling?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Final week of the NFL regular season. A lot on deck, a lot of weird games, but we have incentives to play off if you are into that. So, hey, man, it's as good a time as any to win some money. Obviously, all year long, we have been cashing for you guys all pretty much week over week if you have followed all the picks. So, has definitely been a very fruitful year for us. And I have a feeling that again, playoff football is going to bring us a nice little chunk of change to end the season to, then gamble on the Super Bowl as well. So I am excited and ready to get into it. Good, sir.
Show goes on. We got playoffs. After playoffs, we got Super Bowl. After Super Bowl, we've got the draft. We'll be back with draft props. You can get up on the Fan Speak Network, do some mock drafting. Get some trades in, figuring some stuff out. Your favorite team. Get some futures picks in. We got Jamie in the chat jumping in. Appreciate you, sir.
Oh, he said, what's that say? Cashed big last week with your advice. Oh, I like to hear that. All right, man. That's fantastic. That makes doing the show well worth it. So appreciate you letting us know that. I mean, if you can remember it, let us know what you cashed off of because that would be interesting to know.
I've had some positive DMs come our way the past few weeks, so appreciate that. There are more enjoying the fruits of our labor. The work is all for you guys. So come here, have a good time, share some picks, but most importantly, help you make that money. We are going to get into it here. Let's go ahead and smash the like button, share the video, and pound the subscribe button. Follow the Fan Speak Network. We've got all sorts of good things for you. Best ball, sports betting, and a lot more to come this 2025 year. We're very excited over here. Andrew, give me a prop. What do you got? Let's kick it.
All right, first one, and I'm gonna give him his flowers, but Mr. Sebastian Fearon, the Degen Doc, friend of the program, he put out the other day that Chase Brown had a line for his rushing. I don't know if anybody remembers, but Chase Brown got hurt last week, had a confirmed high ankle sprain, questionable to play, but they set his line out at 68.5 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he doesn't play, it voids, right? But if he does, he probably doesn't play a whole the whole game or a whole complement of snaps like he normally would.
Mm-hmm.
He's already injured. And if they are having a chance at making the playoffs, I don't think that they want to go into the playoffs not having Chase Brown at full health or at 90% health or whatever the case may be. So I went in and took the Chase Brown under 68.5 receiving yards. Mm-hmm. I think it went to 69, and then I think 65. It now is what?
65 now, I believe.
Yeah, I saw Sebastian when he bet it. It was 69. I got it at 68. So you're saying it's 65 now. I would still take that under.
I
only
would
because,
well.
Yeah, I mean he may not play the whole game.
To your point, if he does play, he probably doesn't play the same type of snap share. I have a couple of picks to spin off of this. What are the odds that you received for your under? Was it just even money or was it like minus 130?
I minus 115.
Okay, so that's solid. I also have. On DraftKings, you can bet money line, running back versus running back, who will have more rushing yards. Najee Harris money line is plus 150. I'm going to take that as well. Also, if you don't love that, if you're like, well, this could be a Jaylen Warren type of game, go ahead and take the spread on Najee Harris. I believe it's almost at like 15 yards, 16 yards, and you'll get closer to even money for that. Also, I'm going to take Chase Brown under his longest rush at 13.5, because I do believe if he does play, he's not going to be, a downhill runner. He might catch some passes in the flat, because I think that's what you need to beat this Pittsburgh defense. And I don't think Khalil Herbert matches up that well against them, especially, catching passes back there. Somebody that, as long as he knows what he's doing, he has some similarity to the playbook, he can go north and south for you. Maybe not for a ton of yardage, get you those 3 to 4 yards that you need. But that's really all that this passing offense needs, is just somebody that can, give the passing game a break for not a possession or two, but a snap or two, because they're going to pass the ball a ton, I think, on these Steelers this weekend.
Yeah, and staying in that game, I'm going to take Pat Freiermuth. 5+ receptions, pays plus 182.
That's a lot of juice. I like that.
Yes, last time they were out, if I, and let me just go in and confirm this again because I did these a little earlier and yesterday. Hold on, Pat Fryermuth game log. I believe he had 6 receptions last time out, and he could have had more, but they kind of stopped passing it to him. Let's see here. Baltimore. No, wait, no. Who are they playing?
Bueller? The Bengals play the Steelers.
Yeah, sorry, Bengals. God, I don't know why I was looking at the Baltimore. I'm like, wait, he had 2 catches. Yeah, against the Bengals, yes, he had 6 receptions for 68 yards last time out, and that was a game where they were both, playing pretty heavily. So again, I like the game script for him. I do think they are going to be losing this game, so I will take the 5+ receptions. I think his regular line is 3.5. If you want to go take that too, you can ladder it up, but I would take it to 5 at least and get that plus 182.
I like it. Next up, I have Baker Mayfield, 0 interceptions, minus 130. A lot to look at in this game. I know that everyone's running to the window to give Mike Evans props, but the market has well adjusted to Mike Evans' numbers. I think right now you're getting even money for 90 receiving yards, so you probably have to pay to get like his 82 or 84, whatever it would be. By all means, I'm not against that. I also like Mike Evans and Irving to score a touchdown in that game. But I feel safest going after Baker for like 2+ passing touchdowns. You probably get better odds on FanDuel for those 2 passing touchdowns. But on DraftKings, where I'm betting him, you're getting much better odds at the 0 interception. I think he plays perfect in this one. The Saints have been atrocious. They have nothing to play for. There's a 14-point spread in favor of the Buccaneers here. I think Baker puts them to service, 0 interceptions, minus 130.
Yeah, like that. I looked at his over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's like minus 205. I'm like, all right, well,
yeah, that's
on
DraftKings. It was crap, but I think you might be able to get a better number on FanDuel or another book. So I would still shop the 2 passing touchdowns around. But again, I also like Irving. It's a fair cost, minus 165 to score a touchdown. I know he should have last week. We talked about it. I think it'll be difficult to keep him out of the end zone in back-to-back weeks. And the Bucs still have something to play for here. Like they have to win this game to stay in the playoffs. So I think Baker is going to be wheels up. You love the offense here. I just don't want to get too cute with the incentives. And when the market makes a significant adjustment on like Mike Evans, like just basic market value price, I get a little bit more concerned. Because again, this team wants to go to the playoffs. I know that all the talk has been we're getting Mike these yards. We're going to make it happen. But kind of similar like the Broncos too, like there is a bigger picture at the end of the game. You know what I mean? Like there is still something more to play for than just one player.
Yeah, no, most certainly. And I will touch on a little later them winning and what it kind of means. So all right, next one up for me. Give me Jacoby Myers over 65.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
They came out and said, Antonio Pierce and Aiden O'Connell came out and said that they want to get Jacoby Myers to a 1,000-yard season. He will do that if he hits his line of 65.5.
He also said that, what was it? Or no, I'm sorry. That was Gerard Mayo that said the backup running back was going to be the starter. Sorry. Other bum coach. It's hard to keep those two straight. My bad, man. Antonio Pierce and Gerard Mayo. My bad.
Yeah, so I do believe that and they don't have a whole lot to play for, so why not go get Jacoby Myers the 1,000-yard season? I think he needs 80 something, and his line 65.5, minus 115. So I will take them at their word. And Jacoby Myers, very solid wide receiver. So I mean, he's probably averaging 60 yards.
He's their wide receiver one. Yeah, he's averaging that clip regardless. He gets double-digit targets. I would buy him for a touchdown as well. I don't know the odds, but if you're getting plus money for Jacoby to find the end zone, I would definitely take that as well. Him and O'Connell have had a nice little connection. Constantly looking his way. And Myers is an underrated receiver. I'd love to see him on a contender because he's just rotting away there with the Raiders. It sucks.
Yeah.
All right, next up, I have DeAndre Swift. Classical pick here all season long. Just been nailing the DeAndre Swift over on receiving yard total, getting 12.5. We hit it last week in a piss-poor game up against the Seahawks. One of the few picks I did hit in that game. Going back to the well this week, I know that he does have an incentive. I think if he gets I want to say it's like in the 90 or maybe early hundreds, like 105. But I still think in this game against the Packers, he's going to play a fair amount still. You're not leaning on any of the backups, and they're going to get stuck. I mean, he can get this on one catch. DeAndre Swift over 12.5 minus 120.
Do not mind that at all.
It's just a really low number. And again, they're
Yeah.
just not having any success down the field. They still should have to throw a lot. It's the Packers. They still want to beat them. They're playing on the road. It's going to be in the cold. Caleb's looking his way. I just think it's too low a number.
Nice. Bernie, in your picks, because I don't have it in my props here, do you have Mike Evans over?
I again, his numbers, because of the market adjustment, I can't in good faith take them today, Friday. I would have liked to have taken them Tuesday, because I think you could have.
I did.
Okay, we'll see.
It was 91.5. I took the over. It is currently 98.5. So it just went up 7 yards already.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a huge market adjustment. They don't need him to hit that yardage to win this game. And that's what matters to me, is them winning this game.
Again, I think that they want to get him 1,000 yards and all that.
Sure, but they don't even need 90, though. They only need like 85. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw the 91 and I'm like, this is gonna move. Like, and I should have put it out on Twitter for people to see, but yeah, I got it at 91.5, and now it feels really good at 98.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
if you try to buy it down, like, you're paying so much.
And that's what I wanted to tell people now is don't go take it now. If you got it, like I did at 91 or 92, whatever, like, fine. Don't go take it now.
If you want to buy it down, you can, but you're just paying that price. So you have to have something on deck with that.
Yeah,
I like the Irving touchdown. Like I said, I like the Baker no interception, but I don't believe you can parlay no interception picks. Maybe you take the Baker on the 2 tutties and that low yardage.
I mean, if you want to, you could like buy down Evans a little bit and then take Jacoby Myers for like 40 plus or something. You might be able to get yourself plus money at that point. But yeah, don't take it by itself at where it's at. It's just not it's not good anymore. Okay, so to my next pick here, give me Bijan Robinson over his longest rush of 17.5 minus 130. Like that a whole lot. They're going to give him a ton of work in this game. I know that they're still somewhat live to make the playoffs, so they're obviously going to play their starters.
They need to win, and the Buccaneers need to lose. As simple as that.
Right, and they're both playing at the same time, so it's not like nothing can get messed up there. But yeah, Bijan over 17.5 longest rush. I like that a whole lot.
What was the price?
Minus 130. So you're laying a little juice on it, but
I have Bijan written down here over 18.5 rush attempts. What do you like that? Maybe same rate, minus 130.
I like that as well. Yeah, I like them both. I mean, play them both at that point. Yeah.
I mean, you'll have to bet them separately, because
correct.
I think longest rush, you might be able to put in other longest rush picks, but you can't put in the carries with anything. Right. Also in that game, I have Kyle Pitts reemerging with Michael Penix here, over 27.5 receiving yards. He's hit it in 2 out of his last 4 games, and it was very apparent that he's going to continue to look his way these past couple of weeks. It's a great matchup also for Bijan and Pitts. They're playing the Panthers, who have been atrocious to running backs, one of the best teams to start your running backs against, and top 3 for tight ends as well. So I really like both of them in this game. Give me Pitts over 27.5 receiving yards, minus 115, and Bijan over 18.5 rush attempts, minus 130. Pretty fair picks. You're not getting a ton of plus odds there, but I like both of those to land.
Yep. Okay, so next one up for me. Give me and again, this is like one of those, like, they don't technically need to get him because they have the bigger picture in mind of winning the game, but I do like Courtland Sutton. 80 plus receiving yards is plus 105. I think his line is 77, something 74, something like that.
He needs like 84, I think.
Right, something like that. So I just took it to the 80 to get plus odds on there. And again, like, I know that they need to win the game to try to stay alive, right? So I understand that aspect of it, but Courtland Sutton's still a major part of their game plan, right? Like, and I think that they do. I think Sean Payton wants to try to get him there if possible. But yeah, I mean, like, I'd rather just pay up to the 80 and take the plus odds.
I like the pick, and I'm very much interested. Like, I didn't put him down because I have 2 picks to pivot off of Courtland Sutton, and I think their prices are better adjusted to Courtland Sutton's numbers than Courtland Sutton is to theirs. So Courtland Sutton, I love the over 5.5 catches. Sean Payton is known for getting his guys paid. He did it for Manny Sanders in 2011. He needed like 8 catches. He got him 9. He's done this before with guys like Mike Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Drew Brees. He's gotten Drew Brees to break records, like legit passing records, right? So I trust that they're like the narrative plays out, but the numbers are higher. I really love the prices for Marvin Mims Jr. and Devon Vele. Marvin Mims, over 2.5 receptions and over 33.5 receiving yards, gets you plus 100. You can take either of those picks on their own, fair prices, but to get the juice, you can put them together. And I like both of them. Marvin Mims, emerging role here for the Broncos. They're going to need him in the playoffs. And this is still a Chiefs defense. Yeah, the Chiefs are going to take a week off, but they still have good play calling, good coaching, and they have a fundamental discipline system, and they still want to beat the Broncos. It's a rivalry game, and when you have the bench guys in, you have the juice on the bench because that's where the starters are, and it's kind of like a big role reversal. If anything, like the starters are almost even more juiced, and you still get kind of like a really good competitive environment. So I would not expect necessarily the Broncos to cover the spread in this one. I like them to put up offense, but I think that the Chiefs defense can cause enough trouble for Sutton early on that Mims and Vele have upside here. Vele even lower, 1.5 receptions and 17.5 receiving yards. The receiving yards he can hit on one play, but just 2 catches against the Chiefs defense that still will have some priority for shutting down Cortland Sutton. I really like these numbers a lot. Vele, again, over 1.5 catches, plus 17.5 receiving yards. That's plus 104. Marvin Mims Jr., 2.5 receptions, 33.5 receiving yards, paying plus 100. Like those a lot. Again, those are really adjusted aggressively, in my opinion, to the numbers that you're seeing from Sutton. If you look at the book, it's just going to be the Cortland Sutton show, and I just don't see that being the case. It's been a very balanced offense all year long.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like those points as well. I think that they can all get there. Like you said, Sean Payton's a guy that wants to get some guys paid and, get them involved. So yeah, I do like all those as well. Next up for me here, I got Geno Smith over 2.5 rush attempts, minus 125.
Good pass rush from the
Yeah,
Rams.
I think he's going to organically run in games that they need to win, which Geno needs this win for money.
Oh,
that's what
I was going to say, like, the Seahawks don't have anything to play for, but
they don't. But Geno does. If he gets over 187 passing yards and a win, it's like an extra $4 million for him.
Oh, wow. Well,
it's a ton.
So what do you think about the capitalism play and they don't let him do it? I mean, NFL players are not immune to the woes of capitalism. So $4 million is a chunk of change. If I'm the GM, I might be putting the hit out.
Yeah,
$4 million can buy you a linebacker.
yeah, that's true.
I mean,
so yeah, and again, like he needs the 187 over passing yards, which is heavily juiced. Like it's like minus 400 for 200 plus passing yards.
Like that's again, like if you're smart and you get on it early, great. But if you're late,
okay. Jamie said it's for $2 million. I thought I must have misunderstood that. I thought it was $2 million for each thing, so it's $2 million in total. But still, $2 million. That's
still a lot. That'll buy you a kicker.
So I'm taking his over 2.5 rush attempts. I think he organically is going to get there anyway, but I think that they probably end up winning this game, and he might have rush attempts by kneeling the ball at the end of the game as well. Mm-hmm. That's a good possibility. But I do think that we've seen him in games where he's like pedal to the metal, like really wants to win that game. We've seen him run multiple times for more than 3 times. So I will take the shot at Geno Smith over 2.5 rush attempts.
Let's pivot to the opposing quarterback, Andrew. There's 2 realities here with Jimmy Garoppolo, the original Rizzler. I don't know if I did that right. I'm not hip with the times.
I'm not even going to lie. I don't even know what that is.
Some social media kids thing. I don't know. Jimmy Garoppolo. Buddy's got some swag. I am either buying, I haven't decided yet, but you're going either one or 2 directions here. You're going to the anytime interception, minus 130, or if you want to follow me down a rabbit hole, 2 passing touchdowns is plus 240. And Blake Corum is going to be the starting running back here. I think a passing touchdown to Blake Corum in the red zone is live. Just putting it out there.
I do like Corum. Yes, I think Corum is a very fun play. And Sean McVay already said that. I think the quote was, "I'm very excited to watch Corum have a heavy workload this week," or something like that. I'm like, go get Corum now.
Corum plus 115 to score an anytime touchdown. Again, with Garoppolo, there's 2 realities. He plays a half-decent game, throws 2 touchdowns. Throwing 2 touchdowns in the NFL is not crazy. Garoppolo can definitely do it, especially when they get into the red zone, because yeah, Corum, he's solid, right? Coming into the league, people thought he was going to be playing a much more pivotal role for the Rams. It will be his potential time to shine. And we've seen games where Jimmy Garoppolo's won the game with 7 passing attempts. So, by all means, don't tempt fate too strong. Don't put too much on it. But I think there's a reality for both of those to hit in this game. Let's not forget, Sean McVay brought Baker Mayfield back from the dead. The game planning, the coaching, and the development from the Rams is very good. Just look at Puka Nacua, how fast he came onto the scene. I don't think that's just from him being that huge of a sleeper cell in the draft, right? Like a lot of teams passed on him. He comes to the Rams. Obviously, you get his talent, you get the development, you get the coaching and the game planning, and something amazing happened. I think Jimmy could be playing for some money here if he's not going to stay with the Rams. You get these opportunities to play. Look at Marcus Mariota when he was with the Raiders. That got him a couple of jobs. You know what I mean? Yeah, you never know. So 2+ passing touchdowns, plus 240, anytime interception, minus 130. Pick your poison. I think both are actually likely to hit.
I do like Jamie put in the chat that he's been putting Geno 200+ passing yards, Seahawks money line, and adding Derrick Henry touchdown for plus 160. It's a good way to go get plus money if you want to add those things.
I'm just scared of the Ravens because they just don't need to do anything. There's nothing for them to play for.
Yeah, I mean,
they have a spread of 19.5. The weather's gonna be shit. I'm scared. I don't have any picks for that game at all.
Yep.
Goose egg.
So my last one up here is so twofold here. Neither one of these are actually prop picks because the lines aren't technically out yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I got J.K. Dobbins. Watch out. He needs 58 rushing yards to earn himself an extra $450,000. They gave him a heavy dose last week coming back from injury. I think they're going to do that again. And he only needs 58. So whatever the line comes out, unless it's like absurd, like if let's say put it like 85, 90, like then I might stay away from it. But if they put it at like 70, like I'm going to be in on that. So watch out for that because he only needs 58. So anything more than that, under 75 or so, I would definitely jump on that while you can and jump on it quick because I think people are going to be watching for it. I think it's going to go up quite quickly once it does come out. So J.K. Dobbins, look for 58 or a little bit more. The second fold of all this is the Packers. Jordan Love line is out. I think it was 223 passing yards. I think it has come down now. But I'm going to take the under on that only because I don't think the Packers are going to play the entire game. They don't really have to. So I do think we're going to get a opportunity for the starters to sit in this game. So unless Jordan Love has like a fantastic first half to this game and gets close to that, I don't really think he gets there because I do think he sits. So I would take that and then also watch for the Packers wide receivers unders. I haven't seen any of them come out yet. Once they do, I would take a few of those unders as well because same thing. I do think that they are going to eventually end up sitting their starters at some point in this game. So Packers unders for the wide receivers and quarterback. And then again, watch for Dobbins around 58 rushing yards.
Love it. To round out my last props, I have passing touchdowns for quarterback. Daniels over 1.5. That's at plus 100. And then Sunday Night Football, Goff and Darnold, both over 1.5, plus 104.
Jamie put in here, Derrick Henry, I forgot about that. He does need one touchdown for 500,000. So
there you go.
That's cool. And then also Mike saying Ravens have to win to keep the 3 seed.
I guess they host one home game. That's
well, I think, yeah,
one.
So, yeah.
All right, we can move over to touchdowns. I know that you have a lot.
Yes. Yep. Okay. So on to the touchdowns here. Let me pull up my little sheet here that I put over here for myself. Quick.
Do you think Daniels gets the 2 passing TDs?
I do, and we will get into that in a second here. Actually, you know what? Here, we'll just go to that game. Give me Terry McLaurin plus 1.5. Okay. He needs one more to have the franchise record in a single season.
Oh shit! Really? Oh man, that's tough.
So this is why I tweeted out last week.
Yeah,
generational wealth opportunity. Then they didn't fucking get it to him, and I'm like, God, all the money I won on the week, I put on Terry McLaurin. I lost way too much money on no Terry McLaurin touchdown. So I didn't just tweet that to everybody to be like, oh, go get this. And then I didn't get it myself. Oh, homeboy lost a bunch of money on Terry McLaurin not scoring last week. So guess what? We're going back to the well. Give me Terry McLaurin anytime touchdown plus 105. They want to get him this goddamn touchdown. I know they do. They've already said it. They're like, they know about it. So I do think that it is going to happen this week, please, because again, lost a lot of money not having that happen last week.
That's so tough. That's so tough. I have Zach Ertz as well in that game. He needs 2 to hit a bonus. He also has like some high receiving yards. Like he hits a bonus, I think, if he gets 90 receiving yards. And I want to say his receptions is like at like 9 for a bonus. I don't think he hits that. But I did take him for a touchdown. The 2 touchdowns pays 13-1. I wasn't aware of the McLaurin narrative there. I would probably stay away from the 2, but I'd still like Zach Ertz to hit 1. That's paying plus 165.
Nice. So, yeah. So, anyway, I think that both them are live to do so. So, yeah, to answer your question, I do think Daniels can get there on the over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I definitely think if you're going to do that, add McLaurin in because it is being talked about. He already has 12. He tied it. He needs 13 to beat it. I do really think they want to get that to him. I think they're going to try.
Shifting back to that Packers game, I have Emmanuel Wilson kind of playing that, fade the second half narrative, plus 160 to find the end zone. He's been scoring touchdowns on his own as the RB2, the healthy RB2. So I think he'll play a pivotal role in the second half, plus 160 to find the end zone.
Next one up for me here. Give me Mr. Michael Evans, minus 165. I know it's a lot of juice here, but I do think he ends up getting a touchdown. He's always had bad games against the Saints, right? But there's no more Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, that's
no
over.
More. So I think they're going to be like, all right, let's get Mike Evans, his yardage. Let's have him have a good game. I think he finds it organically. I don't really think they got to force it to him. I think he's just going to find it organically in this game. So I will lay the juice of the 165. That is not for the weak at heart. So I understand if people don't want to take that, but I'm willing to lay the 165.
I would take that pick and my anytime touchdown pick of Bucky Irving at minus.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Jalen McMillan.
No, Bucky Irving at minus 165. You'll get the plus odds. The Buccaneers are going to roll the Saints. Divisional game, playing for the playoffs, huge spread. The Saints are dead in the water. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you can ladder it up. Like you could do Evans and then Evans and Irving, and then another ticket with Evans, Irving, and McMillan. I think Kate Otten is back. Do all 4. I mean, I think that
I don't know if Otten's back. Payne's or whatever is up there.
Okay. So then Payne. I thought I saw Otten was practicing. Maybe that was somebody else, but I thought I saw he returned to practice.
Yeah. Also, so I'll just stay in that game. Give me Jalen McMillan. I think Baker lights the world on fire again. So I'll take McMillan plus 140 as well.
Appreciate you, Jamie. Very kind words, sir. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Jamie, if we didn't get that to you. Next up, I have Tyrone Tracy, anytime touchdown plus 120. The game total in this matchup is like 36 points. I also like neither team to have 3 consecutive scoring drives. That's paying plus 105. Did we lose you?
That's interesting. No. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. For a game with a game total of 36 points, and you're giving the plus odds for neither team to score 3 possessions in a row, I really, really like that. I think the only thing that would spoil that is like a special teams touchdown, like a defensive TD, and then like 2 drives with back-to-back field goals or something like that, or a punt return, and then same thing. Like there's just not going to be a lot of points in that game. Getting plus odds for that game prop is super juicy.
Okay, so next one up for me here, I will take Tyrone Tracy plus 120 to find the end zone. Playing the Eagles, who
did you just not hear me?
What'd you say?
Tyrone, I just literally gave that pick.
Did you? Sorry. I heard a commotion in my house, so I was trying to listen to that. That's why I took my earpiece off and muted myself. My bad. So I just completely missed everything. Hey, guess what? I co-signed Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah.
It's a touchdown.
Wake up.
Sorry. My bad. Okay, well then I'll pivot to my next one. Give me Tony Pollard. It's minus 125. He has an incentive to get a touchdown. I forget what the do you have that as well? Do you know what the incentive is?
No, I don't know what it is.
I forget what it is. Let's see. Pollard TD incentive.
You saw my next.
Looks like he can make $200,000 with 2 rushing touchdowns. I think there's another one. If he gets 1, he gets something as well. But there's incentives for him to score touchdowns this week. So I will take at least 1 at minus 125.
Okay, so Simpatico, Tracy, Pollard, they're definitely not finding the end zone this week. Next up, I have Devon Achane for a bounce back game up against the Jets. The Dolphins, they just love to beat the poverty teams. Devontae Adams goes from one 4-12 team to the next 4-12 team, and that means Jets are Dolphin food. They're going to roll them. I think Achane plays a more pivotal role this week. Didn't find the end zone last week. Minimal production, minimum yardage, and they still have a shot potentially at the playoffs. So they have to go for the W. They have to go for the kill on the road against the Jets. Jets have been terrible on defense. I think this is a big Achane game. Give me the plus 130 for an 80-time touchdown. I don't think that's fair, honestly. I think it should easily be minus 150 for Achane based on the season that he's had.
Okay, next one up for me. I will take Jordan Addison in a very big game, game of the week. Some say game of the year for us. I will take Jordan Addison. He has incentives to get like over 100 yards. I think organically he's probably going to find the end zone in this game. They've been going to him fairly often. He's been a very pivotal part of their offense, and
he dropped one last week actually.
Well, then he's catching one this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they do use them in the end zone, probably more than I actually thought at the beginning of the year that they would. But yeah, I mean, it is nice to see, and I will take the plus 125 as well. Get that nice little juice in there for Jordan Addison TD.
You want to talk about juice in that game? Hear me out. Hear me out. Deep state PSYOP pick. Craig Reynolds, plus 320. This team has been using these backup running backs a little bit more and more without David Montgomery. Even, Sione Vaki got some carries. He got some work. Craig Reynolds got some work. Give me an anytime Craig's Reynolds touchdown, plus 320. I do like Goff to throw for a couple of touchdowns in that game, but the last time these teams played each other, it was a 31-29 total. There should be plenty of offense in this game. Lots of upside on both offenses here. So Craig Reynolds, plus 320. They get inside the 3, I think he can get a shot.
I do not mind that whatsoever. All right. Last one up for me. Big time juice. This is for one singular touchdown from this man. Plus 850.
Wow.
What? Give me.
Can I guess give me the team. Can I guess the player?
You want the team or the game?
The team.
Chiefs.
Is Justin Watson?
Nope.
Juju?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Mr. Ginger himself, Carson Wentz.
To run one in?
Run one in.
Interesting.
Plus 850.
He's
you know how many rushing touchdowns he has in his last 2 starts?
2.
1 a game. So his last 2 starts, that was very eye-opening to me when I was looking at different things and listening to people. And somebody brought this up, and I can't remember. I wish I could remember what show it was, but somebody brought this up, and it triggered in my mind. I'm like, okay, like that's and they gave it out plus 600. Mm-hmm. And I waited and looked. I'm looking at it right now, plus 850. His last start was last year. He ran the ball 17 times for 56 yards and a touchdown.
Because he can't pass. I love it. I don't
know. I don't know. May have fallen into a trap here, but plus 850. Jamie's saying Wentz is only 475 on DraftKings. Go over to FanDuel. He's currently plus 850 to score a touchdown. And that's not the first touchdown. First touchdown, 33-1, if anybody wants to take that. But yeah, Carson Wentz plus 850. I will take that in a heartbeat for a 1 touchdown on a guy who has run one in on the last 2 starts.
No, I don't even think the touchdowns is what I'm looking at. That 17 attempts is crazy. That's wild. But I think that's also coming from that coaching from Andy Reid, right? Like, hey, if it's not there, just go. Just, play to your strength. So I think they're in a good spot this week, the Chiefs. I like them to cover the 10 or 10.5, whatever it is.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a great for 1 touchdown on a starting quarterback. That is, I love that.
No, that's amazing. Let's move over to ATS. I know that you don't have any dogs. I don't think I have any dogs either. No big deal. It's a crazy week. And they've literally taken away all the fun. These guys. Let me start you right here. What do you think about Bengals minus 2.5? I really like it.
Yes. Actually, I have Bengals first half team total over 12.5 points.
First half.
First half.
Very good pick. What's the odds there?
Minus 122.
Okay. Pretty close to even, if not even. I like that a lot. 12.5. Yeah. Give me 14 to 17. They're going to come out guns blazing. They're going to have the script specifically for their first possession. They're going to have a strong script for their first couple of those. So give me, I mean, like I said, I like a money line, the spread. I think this is their game. Doesn't necessarily mean they have to get in the playoffs. They win, Denver wins, they don't go anywhere. So they have to get it done. I think fate will, will predict otherwise of what they can do going forward. But in that game in itself, in its own universe, I think the Bengals roll.
Yeah,
the Steelers have not been good these last like 5 or 6 weeks. Not a good HBO team. Not a good Hard Knocks team. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Like I really like the Bengals spread as well. But yeah, I just the team total, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, man, I like that more. I don't know why. It's just something about it.
I agree. That feels too low. 10. Yeah. I mean, you could hit 10-3. So you could get, 1 touchdown and 2 field goals. You'll be fine.
Yeah. And I forget where I got it was either DK or FanDuel. One of them has it at that. Everywhere else, every other book that I looked at was 13 or more. So I took that while I could at the 12.5. But yeah, it feels nice.
That's interesting, Jamie. I would hope so, but I don't know, because this is just a team that wants to. They're playing for a three-peat. That's why he went out.
I think for Hopkins, I think like maybe if they can get it to him before halftime, but then if they don't, like, why risk it at that point, right? Like, sit him. So maybe that's like try to see what it is. If you can bet him just to have it in the first half, you probably get better odds. I would do that personally.
Okay. A dog I do like is the Panthers, I guess. I don't know if I want them to outright win.
Oh, I have 2 ATS picks. Outside of, I have 2 more, I should say, besides my team total.
Okay.
I'll take Vikings +3, which is what I wrote it down at. I think it's 2.5 most places now. I'll still take that. And then I also have Washington -6.5, which I would go take now, because
probably
I think a lot.
8.
What?
Probably does get up to 8 points.
I think so. And honestly, I think people were assuming that Cooper Rush is playing the whole game. I saw rumblings that Trey Lance might make an appearance. So if that happens, I really like
draft pick narrative in there. Got to get Trey Lance in there to get some reps, get a better draft pick. A lot of upside in that play. A lot of upside at pulling Cooper at half.
Yeah, so I would take that now before it hits 7 or more, because I do think we see that before kickoff.
Okay. Like I said, I do have the Panthers +7.5. I just think that with how well Bryce Young has been playing, I mean, you saw last week, even Adam Thielen finding the 2 touchdowns in a well-lost game. The offense has been playing well. The defense is not. The Falcons are nothing special. Michael Penix still hasn't really impressed me. I don't really understand still, like, this necessary switch when you're in a playoff run. I get it. Kirk Cousins wasn't playing well, but from what I've seen from Penix, it hasn't been anything extraordinary, we'll say. So I do like the Panthers to cover the spread in that one. Dolphins money line. Do you trust them on the spread? I think is only 1 point.
Man, I don't know.
They just beat poverty franchises, and that's what the Jets are right now. And no dissimilar from like the Bengals, they're playing for their lifeline, right? So in that game in its own little universe, the Dolphins have the more juice. I know if Tua is not playing, that probably doesn't feel as good, but Huntley looked just fine last week. Someone that's coming into a position where they have to keep the team in the hunt, played very well, was able to hook up a Tyreek Hill. They had positive comments for each other. I think they can pull it off. And a -118 for, pretty much getting even money in a game where you have one team that's not playing for anything and one team that's playing for the playoffs, I think is very good value.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like it's probably the play. I'm just staying away from it. I just don't trust the Dolphins.
Sure. There's not a lot to trust this week, so I get it.
I do not have a dog, but I do have a money line parlay that does get you to +275. So it's like a dog, right? Yeah, give me the Seahawks money line for obvious reasons. We've already touched on this.
My dog actually is the Rams.
Oh shit. Okay. Well then, hey, I mean, you could play it both ways. I mean, you take the Rams dog and then put Seahawks in this money line parlay. Because I mean, tell me how you feel about the rest of the picks. Right. So Seahawks money line, Commanders money line.
Yeah,
they want to win and keep that seed. Bucks money line, which I mean, come on,
they got it,
right? And then the Titans money line.
I do have the Titans money line written down too, but it
I
doesn't feel,
I like that.
feel good.
It doesn't, but I mean, the
No.
Texans have nothing to play for. They're not
Yeah.
playing, right? Like the
Yeah.
Titans have
Titans
incentives
can
that
mess
they're working
around.
for.
No, the Titans
Yeah.
can mess around. No different than they did last week when they were playing in garbage time. They could mess around.
Yeah. So I took
That's why I wrote them down, but I don't love it.
So it's Seahawks, Commanders, Bucks, Titans, money line, all that plus 275.
I don't know. I'm giving the Will Levis face to that. I don't know. I'd like more odds. I'd like better.
I like more odds.
I do. I would like some more pay on there. I don't think that's enough for those teams.
Well, find yourself a boost.
I'm gonna have to find one. No, I don't hate it, but I like the Rams just sneakily. I'm just kind of thinking back to, like when Baker Mayfield got in there off of waivers and the Magic. I think it was a Monday night game, or was it a Sunday night game?
Yeah, no, I think it was Monday night. It was one of the night games. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
and it was just fantastic. I'm hoping for something similar for Jimmy. I'm hoping that the QB whisperer Sean McVay, some coaching from Matthew Stafford, puts him in a good spot.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
That is all I have as well, big guy. Obviously, we probably should have did this at the beginning of the show, but if you haven't already, join the Dub Club. I mean, come on. We've been helping you out. Jamie said that we want him some money. Appreciate that as always. Also, but go join the Dub Club. You get a week free. Get in now before the playoffs hit. We're obviously all our official plays are on there, even more than sometimes we give out on the shows.
Mm-hmm.
So go over, join Dub Club. You can see it at the bottom here. It is dubclub.win/r/megs08dfs/join for the week for free. If we don't win you money, that's okay, because you didn't win or you didn't pay anything to go get all the other official plays from Fanspeak. So yeah, help us out. Join Dub Club. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Tim D, I saw you jump in here at the end of the show. Jamie, Mike, as always, appreciate everybody. Check back next week. We'll have more best ball playoff talk. We'll have NFL playoff talk. Obviously, the card's going to trim down quite a bit, but you can come here, get all your props, get all your touchdowns, get all your ATS and moneyline dog picks. We're going to be here for you. Playoffs are fun. Thinking of some other ideas too, maybe like some watch party stuff. We got a lot of interesting games coming up, so we might have some fun things on the side here for you as well. Again, appreciate everybody. Charbonnet TD from Jamie to close out the show. Love it.
Don't hate it.
The degeneracy never ends. Take care. Be well. Be good. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you.